Hello. Hello. How are you? So, after some arson, I combined arson and larceny to arsony. It feels so good to say. I'm annoyed it's not a word. You set your ship just away. You set the sails. Don't worry about it. Just away from the island of Danbo. You do not want to be messed up in it anymore. But you completely did Indira's little task. I assume discussions begin when you're like, okay, we're gonna eat, and then we're gonna sleep. But first, we're gonna eat and we're gonna discuss, because you haven't had any sort of meal yet, and you haven't slept yet. You know.
That was probably the very first plan that me and Vail have been a part of that didn't go tits up the second we started.
And you see, that's why I said let's not plan it, you know?
It worked.
Yeah,
Sometimes you just have to let Lady Luck guide your steps, you see.
Well, there you go.
I mean, maybe.
I'm a believer. I don't know about you.
I'm not convinced. Maybe I believe a little bit more in, you know, sort of skill and yeah. But no, yeah, you know, luck, sure, yeah, definitely.
So do you find this work agreeable?
Well, I mean, I'm not sure I would call it work. It resulted in money, yes, but as our
it results in your passage is what it results in.
And money, he says, and pulls out a bag of 1,000 gold.
Yes, but it resulted in money this time through sheer luck, and the passage, you know. I mean, you know, I am not a useless sailor, and you're not paying me, and so that is paying for passage.
When while this conversation's happening, I imagine Knight is basically handing out the coin, but like he's dealing cards.
Yeah.
It's literally just so clear in my brain. Yeah, continue.
And once he's...
The way I see it is you are volunteering to operate the ship because we will be going much slower if I do it alone. If that's what you wish, then that's how we'll have it. But this is how you earn your spot on my ship. This work.
Right. Okay. And that is fine. But maybe you need to have some sort of disclosure prior to agreeing to take people aboard.
You're right. You're right. I admitted I was wrong.
You know, because you clearly asked us. The subtext was that you required us to sail, and that led us into this sort of thinking. Isn't that right, Gil'win? You know, you thought, oh, I won't be able to pay for my keep because I can't sail. And then you say we need to do some form of terrorism, and Gil'win
Look at
thinks
you doing so lovely at this terrorism, though. It's your naturals. I enjoy.
You did seem rather like you had experience in it, Fair, if you do not mind me saying so.
Oh yes, I have burned, pillaged, murdered, stole, but you know, it was always with the aim to take gold.
We'll be taking our share of gold as well. There are several very, very corrupt nobles that I would have nothing but pleasure taking gold from. We'll have treasure. There will be treasure. And you see Indira lift the keys from her belt and place them on the shelf of trophies. I promise that if you didn't enjoy that just a little bit, you will come to.
If nothing else, consider it a challenge of your skills, Aravel, as you seem to place high value on them. It gives you a chance to express yourself and all your abilities that you might not be able to express in more straight and narrow company.
And it was quite becoming of you, if I may say.
maybe we could do it again sometime. Then I suppose, if that's
Sorry. The deal was to do this once, and then you take us to where we want to go.
Right, but if you want to stay on, this is my work. This is what I do, and I'll expect your aid in these endeavors.
I believe Gil'win Sheehan's implying that past your initial task, if you wish to continue associating together.
Quite.
Perhaps.
Oh, so this is just work. We just colleagues, just working together, having fun. Right.
Friendship can be born out of work, colleagues. I would not so readily split the two apart.
It's how I've made all my friends.
I've made my best friends in prison, actually. Yeah, Gil'win here, we met. I was imprisoned. It was a good story. We were all in some dank basement, what these wood elves are like. And then they brought in some rotting dead dwarf. He was actually rotting. It was. And then there was that crazy human that you liked, Gil'win. What was her name? Caitlin. I've seen her cleave a man in half. Just because she looked at him the wrong way. Looked at her.
That's not as much my style.
Well, wood elves. She was a bit of a wood elf wannabe, really.
Oh,
I mean,
you didn't see? She teleported behind one of the guards and cracked him over the back. It was amazing.
Trick of the light.
you teleport?
Trick of the light.
It wasn't a trick. She teleported.
She smiles and kind of slinks onto the silken pillowy bed in the room and is just propped up on an arm and is just we've all surprised each other today.
I believe our skill sets complement each other well. Now, Knight pulls out the sword and starts examining it.
Do you actually draw the blade from the sheath?
Yeah, draws the blade. Starts
When you draw the blade from the sheath, it glows with a fiery light for
That's
a moment when
pretty.
it sheaths, when you unsheath it, and then it kind of dies down, but it clearly dies down into a gemstone embedded, if you imagine as the cross guard, and it's just right after the cross guard in the metal on both sides.
It's magic.
It most certainly is. Can I make a Arcana investigation, something to sort of check?
Yeah, Arcana. Doesn't Dean have? Doesn't Gil'win have Identify?
I don't have Identify, no.
No.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you're a party without Identify. That's much more fun.
Yeah. Hey, Gil, give me inspiration, please.
I'll flick the blade and see what note it plays, and then I'll
Oh yeah.
to that.
Come along with it.
Oh dear.
It's magic and it seems to glow.
Okay. Thanks. Fair enough.
Hey, wait, you'll have a 1d8 on that if I'm giving you inspiration.
Yeah, I know, but still, I don't think unless I roll a flipping.
If you roll an 8, that's actually a pretty good. A 9 is not great.
Yeah.
Aw.
I don't care. I am going to put it back in its sheath, stick it on my belt alongside the other rapier, and I'm just going to use that in the future.
Nice.
Maybe you should learn what it does before you use it in combat.
Oh no! Don't you think it'd be far more interesting to discover what it does when embedded in a?
Unless it cuts
monster
you the
body?
same as its enemy, which I have seen in the
That is not ideal, but
Which I'm fine with. I don't mind. I was more thinking that, say, you got cut down on because it's your fate and all that, and then I have to fight some more people because of it. It really is just a bother, Perhaps you could go and hit a barrel with it out there, or point it out into the sea and say,
well, it's a fishing net.
Zanyu.
Tons of fish.
It could
out
be
there.
something that is triggered by a word, or it could be something that triggers when you hit something.
Where did where'd Zanyu come from, Bill?
Oh well, it's inscribed on the blade in a form of Elvish that you can't read. Yeah, you have to have Elven eyes.
Really? I didn't see.
Knight pulls it out and looks at me. Yes, it fades very quickly. You might not even be able to see it if it isn't you who draws it, you say.
With the glow from the flame and the enchantment, it's very, very difficult to read.
Wow, you two are backing each other's statements very readily.
At any rate, I wish to test my new blade, and he went off to find some netting or something.
Tabaxi, their eyes, they are better than humans, and elves, obviously.
I'll allow you to give me a old wisdom check there, Knight.
Belle's gonna watch this.
Oh yeah, brilliant.
When he's swinging it around, sometimes it glows really brightly, sometimes it doesn't. Who knows?
I'm still using it as a flipping
Oh,
weapon.
absolutely, right? I have no doubt. It's just hilarious. Yeah. And with that, I imagine a lot of you go to bed for the night. You guys actually have separate you kind of have separate rooms. They're doubled up, which is perfectly fine because you and Gil can just hang out together, and Knight has his own room. It's one of those things where if you were storing a lot more stuff, you wouldn't have as much room. But it doesn't matter. And you rest for the night. Come morning, do you want to start making your way to Beauty's Rest? I mean, Vail, you are the one with the map. And you've decoded it. You very much know the way.
Yeah.
Indira expects as much, so whatever you guys
All right, then this begins. Sailing. True sailing. Vail, I need you to give me a navigation check with advantage because you have a set true design map. Indira, you need to give me a captaining's check. No advantage. Knight, what's your highest skill? I mean, your highest skill is charisma. But you're kind of just doing...
I've got 18 dex.
So I can actually do my navigating first and then help to pilot after, obviously.
Well, it's one of those things. You are doing more than just this job, but this is the role you're doing, right?
Wisdom, yeah?
Yes.
You should have it in your tools.
It is,
no?
yeah. He does.
I put it in as wisdom, but it was many.
It sometimes changes a bit.
All right.
And so
let's go.
that's brilliant.
Nice. And did you say I have advantage or no?
You do not have advantage.
Okay.
Knight, you just give me a dex roll, and Dean, you can give me a performance roll. Maybe you playing and plucking along at the old strings might cheer people up a bit.
Oh my god.
Ow. You know what kind of happens as you're... So, Vail, do you ever let Indira look at the map? Or do you kind of like keeping it to your chest like we're going this way?
He doesn't go out of his way to not show her, but he never shows her.
Okay, I get you. You start navigating your way to the map, and you've spent 6 months trying to work out this map to Los Angeles. You know which way you're going, and you are a sailor. You've been a sailor for more time than Gil'win's been alive. You immediately know how to have everything set up to go exactly where you need to go, because this is a cursed island, according to Indira, and she'll probably speak to it more as you are hanging out. There's a very specific way you have to get that island. It's kind of like a loop inwards. It doesn't seem to be the norm. So you start heading off in that direction. Indira, you're kind of distracted. There's this really beautiful music on the ship that you haven't really heard for a long time. Gil'win is actually... Considering he's not really doing anything else on the ship, Knight is doing a really good job. He learnt very quickly, making sure everything goes. Vail will tell him exactly the place he needs him to go. Things are pulled the right way. Sails are pulled the right way. Rudders pulled the right way. Gil'win just
the way I see it a little bit is that Indira kind of questions even the existence of this island. She thinks it might be like a sailor's tale.
Absolutely.
Right? So she doesn't even bother trying to see the map. She's just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Let's go to fucking Beauty's Rest.
Yeah, you're not really invested.
Right.
You're more making friends with these people than worrying about getting there as fast as possible, because there might not even be a there. And you actually sail, making quite a brilliant pace. It's after quite a bit of time of sailing. You know, your food supplies are perfectly fine. That you feel, and it's Vail, as being a elf, being able to feel the area around him and also knowing ships just brilliantly. You actually feel the ship slow down slightly, and it's not the wind, which leads you to believe that something is on the bottom of the ship, which is never good, especially when you're in tropical waters.
So Vale's just like chatting away, and he's like, he's talking to Indira. He's like, yeah, I'm a natural navigator. You know, they used to say I am very, very good with the sextant. Yeah, you know.
You've noticed he says sextant far too often, like just uselessly sometimes.
Yes, your sextant skills.
I'm watching.
Here.
You know, almost legendary on the other side of Jarviskjir. Yeah, you know, ask anyone about me. Well, anyone that sails anyway. And did you feel that? You know, we are slowing down. No.
Yeah, Indira is like, and I'd like to sense danger.
Ooh, can you click that, please?
Yes.
I'll walk over tonight and be like, they keep licking the fingers at each other.
Perhaps that is part of an elven courting ritual. I am not familiar with, Gil'win.
Never told me about that
Okay.
before.
That's not really how danger sense works.
I was gonna jump into the water.
But you absolutely can jump into water, in which case give me a perception check.
Sure.
Does she say that? Indira looks around and then just jumps off the edge.
Well, she would grab a
Wait,
rope.
no, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, he like turns to Gil'win. He's like, what did I say?
When you get down there, you actually look down, and you can see very well underwater, Indira. And you actually swim very strongly as well. You see that on the bottom of your ship are 3 creatures. One of them is very big. They are shark-like humanoids with these bluish, horrible sticky skin, fins in some areas, big teeth-filled mouths. They are Sahaghian, which
I assume that she knows these.
I was gonna say, you and Vail know what Sahaghian are, in that they are actually a semi-intelligent race. They're kind of like, you know, how goblins are intelligent. Yeah, okay, they can talk, but they're also goblins, right? They
Looks like meat's back on the menu. Boy.
They are attack ships for the supplies on board. They are basically sea bandits. They are very strong swimmers. That big one is very much in charge. They kind of mutate and grow to a large size. The more you see, it's actually got like 4 arms. It's just punching, like grabbing onto the ship anywhere there's a handhold, and there is, because the ship is not in very good repair, just any like small break, and just lurching its way up beside the ship.
All right. Do they see
Oi.
me?
Yes, they would. Absolutely would. Because you just
Okay.
splash down into the water beside them, on the same side of the ship they're on.
I'm holding onto a rope too.
Yeah.
So the great axe, intimidation, not gonna be so.
You know
achievable.
what this is? Just give me a moment. Just give me a.
This is an
One.
initiative roll.
Not
Feels
yet.
like it's like tentacle. He's like, did I say something? Do I pull the rope? What is this? What am I supposed to do?
I assumed you just annoyed her, and she could not bear to be around you for a minute longer.
I do not imagine she would abandon her ship so easily. It is likely she is investigating whatever you thought you felt, Aravel.
Well, I thought I felt a connection. But she left overboard.
Oh, that.
Knight actually laughs at that as well.
That
and
is a
puts
good
her hand
line.
on the shoulders. I am sure there is a connection there. That is why she trusts you and trusts your word, Aravel.
Sorry, my computer is slowing down, but there's
Okay,
going
that's
to
the-
be a thing that is about to happen. We're going
Yeah.
to go to the Scarlet Dawn. And now you're going to roll me initiative, team. Indira, you are in the water. Well, we'll go over like what that means when you're there.
We'll go over how to roll death saves.
Oh no!
Oh no! That's actually the best thing ever. I'm glad I binned that one on an initiative roll.
Yeah, you're just so confused at what's going on, you know.
I do quite like your initiative is so insane. The initiative mod you got on that one and equaled someone who rolled a 9.
What can I say, Ian? That's all I have to say on that one.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Ollie, if it's okay, I was going to say I went to the edge of the ship to look over.
Oh, yeah, that's entirely fine.
So I would be like here, I guess.
Go ahead. I'm just closing programs so that my Roll20 stops lagging like a bitch.
Vale's such a beautiful boy.
Oh, he's gonna be more beautiful when I finish that painting I'm doing of him.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. The painting I'm doing of Vale, like, right now, he's a very attractive boy. He's a very attractive boy.
This pleases Indira. She likes being surrounded by beautiful men.
Well, I mean, Knight is a cat man, so you know,
You're a beautiful cat man, though.
He's
With
got
that luxuriant
beautiful
fur.
floor.
Can we say he's beautiful, or just that he has really good hair or a really good coat? Because you know, I mean, can we really see the bone structure? You know, it's...
I mean, you've seen plenty of cats that you don't know the bone structure of. They're still lovely cats.
Yeah, it's true. They're still lovely and cute.
At the very least, Knight, you would want to fluff him up. At the very
Exactly.
least. Oh god, the Harry goes first.
Some glitchiness. Ah, that's the bit cup is glitched up. One moment. Everything's just bad right now. All right. So after you jump into the water, and it's brilliant that this is how it goes. The smaller Sahaguan kind of turn and they like bare their shark teeth at you, and you can actually hear them through the water. They are an underwater race. They speak very clearly underwater, but you don't understand their language. It's a. You're like, oh, okay, nice to meet you too. The big one with 4 arms just crawls its way up on top of the ship and just like. And will straight up, like, just point to the closest person, which is Gil'win, with a trident, and go, "Your cargo belongs to us now."
She transformed.
Oh, I missed you, Dean. Now, what's your armor class?
13.
Ooh, he hits you.
Oh, he does. I bet
Of course he does. It's just, you know.
What a heckin' junker.
Wow.
He is a heckin' jonker indeed.
Oh lord, he coming.
Oh yes.
He just like straight up swings the trident at you like a backhand. There's blades on the edge of it, so it ends up hitting you for. That will be. Fuck, am I bad at math? 11 piercing damage.
Ouchie.
And he kind of just does that as almost like a show of strength. It's like, yes, give it all to me. Next up's Knight. He doesn't say that. That's me saying that.
Smacks Gil into the floor and says,
So Knight moves forward with a flourish. He's got a shield out from somewhere. And he...
I imagine it's a buckler, you know?
Yeah, it's a buckler. And
It's like on your backpack and you like flip it into your hand.
And he just pulls out a card and says, "Oh, my lady, may we survive this encounter?" And I'm going to cast aid at level 3 on the other 3 party members. So the other 3 get 10 HP and 10 max HP increase.
Nice.
do we get 10 temp health?
No, it's
different.
increase. It's an increase to max hit points, and you get.
Just do it on your token on the sheet. It'll be fine.
Okay. So we get an extra 10, huh?
And then he, after moving forward, he takes a couple of steps to the side while saying, "Aravel, why don't you demonstrate your other skills to me?" And flicks the card towards Vale, giving him bardic inspiration. For me, that's only a D6. But...
Does the card like hit Vale?
No, the card would like go towards you, and like as you think it's about to hit you, it just sort of dissolves.
Ah. Into flight and magic.
Yeah, and so Vale has D6 inspiration.
At this point, the
Lovely.
Saguan under the water next to Indira is going to attack at her. Indira, what's your armor class?
15.
It misses its first attack. It kind of like lunges at you with its sort of spear. It's like, but then with that sort of thing that misses, because I imagine you like kick it out of the way, you know, you're holding onto this rope, you can do all kinds of cool things. It then just straight up lurches at you with a bite, and will bite onto you for... It's always a D4. Every time, it's a D4, and I never have one. 4 piercing damage, as it bites you. And there's blood in the water. The other one will just leap up onto the surface of the ship, and will run its way towards Vale, where it will do very much the same sort of thing, but neither of those are going to hit. Vale just starts, you know, backpedaling away from the shark man that jumps out of the water. Gil'win.
I can't move out of range of it. There's opportunity attack, right?
You could disengage as a main action, as your standard action. When then, if you move away, it doesn't get an opportunity attack against you.
I'll probably do that then.
Mhm.
And I will come around to this side, I guess. Behind the crossbow.
Yeah.
And I will... Can I see Indira from here?
Yeah. Considering you're at the side of the ship, you can see her. The waters are beautiful and clear. You can see her down there tackling with this
We're
Sahagion.
basically in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
I will inspire her. Like, it's a lovely ship. Maybe you should get back on it.
Next up is Indira.
Yeah, I would climb the rope. That's what I would do.
Absolutely. Considering, you know, the situation, I'm not even going to make you roll for it. Just use your movement to get there. Yeah, it's not even going to be an attack of opportunity with this sort of thing.
Cool. I'm gonna start hitting the big boy.
Go ahead.
All right, and also I have an extra attack, just so you know. So I'm gonna go twice with my great axe.
First of all, are you going to rage?
Not yet.
Okay. That is a miss.
Okay, and the second one,
Is a hit.
cool.
It's one of the things where this guy is coated in like actually similar in some ways shell armor, and sort of like throws an arm in the way and all that sort of thing. But eventually, you just fucking brute force through that shit. You know, just crack the shell.
I'm also gonna be like, get off my ship. Like that. I'm gonna say that.
Absolutely.
Like she would say that.
Vale. This is not what I wanted.
Thank you. I'm trying to work up my AC right now. I'm getting confused. I'll come back to it anyway. Just
You might have left it on a weird state, you know.
Yeah, I left it on a weird state because I was doing weird things with it in the past. Anyway, Vale will draw the comet blade and his parrying dagger, and he will
Fillet that fish.
He will, stab that fish. Shwing.
Shwong.
Oh.
That's a hit against the little Sahagians. They're wearing they're wearing clothing, but not really armor. Do you have sneak attack? Why?
No other creatures are within 5 feet of me, and I don't have disadvantage on the roll.
Yeah, that was it. I thought it was just advantage, but no. Yeah, it's when you're on your own because you're that kind of free. Yeah, you just cut this guy down to size, remove whatever body parts you want to remove. This Saguan falls to the ground, just blood and guts spilling onto the deck.
Okay, and 1, 2. Can I squeeze past this boy?
What do you mean?
Can I?
Oh
go
yeah,
like this?
the master. Yeah, absolutely.
1,
So you got to
2,
remember every
3,
square is
4,
5 feet, so there's actually
5,
a lot of room to run, even if it's slightly.
And then I'm gonna jab him in the bum.
You have advantage because flanking.
Can my sneak attack proc twice per turn? I can't remember.
So.
It's been so long since I played Rogue.
I don't think it does.
No, it doesn't. Sneak attack is once per turn. It can proc on the second attack if the first attack misses. But it's
That's
once
it.
per turn.
That's a hit.
Okay. Fat 4 damage. Come on. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
He does
flat
it.
4 damage. He does it. He calls it. He gets it. Next up is this guy. Who, weirdly enough, is not happy about being surrounded, but he's a huge creature with 4 arms. So he quite literally, like, just throws the trident into his other 2 arms
Let me start my AC.
spins to attack Vail first. Vail, so your AC...
Yeah, right. So what it should be right now is my magic armor is plus one. So that brings me up to, what is it? 12 for studded, plus 5 for dex, plus 1, so 18 base, plus I've got my parrying dagger and
So it's
my...
currently in 19.
So it's 20.
Where's the extra plus 1 coming from?
From Dual Wieldmaster.
God damn it, he hits a 19. So he attacks you with his second attack, which also misses. It's one of those things where seeing him in combat, Vail is ducking and dodging and weaving and moving incredibly quickly. When the trident does get close to Vail, the parrying dagger goes up quick enough to just catch it and drag the blade out of the way, usually with a couple of sparks. In frustration of this kind of thing, Vesagewin will just sort of turn and just do a quick bite at Indira, which does hit. For 9 piercing damage.
Damn.
Yeah, he big. And next up is
Lord,
Knight.
he coming.
So Knight walks forward, pulling the new rapier out of the scabbard as he walks past Gil'win. He says, "Let's have a test of this, shall we?" And he's going to stab at Fishy Boy.
I mean, they're both fishy boys, but one of them is in the water.
Big Fishy Boy.
Big fishy boy.
By the way, I have no idea how you intended Zanyu to be spelt, so just to warn you when you see this.
That's actually it. I didn't have a space, but I like the space. It's cool looking. That's very much a hit. Well, it is. I'm not gonna.
It was just very like business meeting. Like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. Great idea. We'll note it down and we'll come back to it.
That's me whenever Neil suggests something for Jarviskjir. It's like, we'll put that, in for later.
You know
We'll come
why
back to that.
why I spelled it like that? Because I've been reading Romance for Three Kingdoms, and it's a very ancient Chinese name.
Yes. The blade cuts quite effortlessly through some of this guy's armor, just allowing you to land a hit.
Cool.
But it's a huge creature. At this point, the damage that's being done to it is just scratches. The other Sahagwan will kind of like is under the water below the ship line, so we'll swoosh and climb up. And as it's climbing up, it kind of does like a run up the side and then a jump at you, Gil'win. Because you've always got to target the bard, and of course it hits. So what's the point if it doesn't, right?
It doesn't hit.
4. That is 3 damage. But don't wait.
Oh my god!
There's more. It does the bite follow-up attack, and your AC is 12,
13.
13. It misses with the second attack. It's not going to like get stabbed and goes like, just quite doesn't get it. Gil'win.
I'm gonna stab him back with my rapier. It's been a while, everybody.
That's a hit.
You like stroke it. You're like, hello, old friend.
It probably would have been a long time since Gil'win's fought anything, especially to the death. Yeah.
Go, nipple seeker.
It's one of those things where you can like straight up like stab into this the Sahagwan and like draw back, and it's like and doesn't let out. It's very much stronger than the average man, but you just don't do as much destruction as Vail does. Next up is Indira.
All right. So if you guys are looking at her, you see suddenly her hair is blowing in more breeze than is there, and her eyes kind of cloud over, and you can swear that you hear a little bit of thunder going. And she starts to kind of lose her grip on her temper, and she says, "I said get off my boat." And I'm going to go into a rage.
Alrighty. Have you factored in the extra stuff from your rage into your attacks?
I do not know how.
All right, that's a thing we'll go over later. Firstly, why don't you go over what your Storm Herald stuff does on Rage? Because I don't remember.
Okay. So, I'm just gonna click it.
Just click it, yeah.
Just click it. Just click it.
Whoa.
It's C. Just the part
The
that you
C
need
bit.
to see is C.
When the effect is activated, you can choose one other creature you can see in the aura.
Dexterity
How do-
saving throw. Does it say what your DC is? Yes.
The target takes 1d6 frightened damage.
What's your
Can you
Constitution
choose-
modifier? Indira.
What's up?
What's your Constitution modifier?
It is 3.
It fails. It.
No.
That's good. It failing the save means that.
So,
the bad
yeah,
things
it
happen
failed
to you.
it.
Oh, I
Save.
thought you meant that my.
No, the creature fails against you.
Okay.
So yeah, when this rage happens, everything starts happening. You hear that crack of thunder, and Saguin, that's kind of like trying to fight both people on both sides, is just like stunned and knocked back for a moment. As you swear it gets freaking zapped. Why don't you roll me a d6, please?
2d6.
Sure.
Oh no, it's not. It's
1d6.
I forget we're not 10th level.
No,
It's just
you are
how
not 10th level.
Just how Vail handles like a 10th level adventurer, guys.
Not with the health of a 10th level adventurer.
Not with the health of the 10th level.
Alright, and that's just
that's probably
activation. Now you get your attacks.
Yeah. So I'm gonna attack this
I
mofo.
believe that you get 2
Get him.
extra damage on your attacks as rage.
It says that.
Rage
yeah.
Yeah, then that's it.
damage, certainly.
Yeah. Well, you can
I
just-
also, gosh, I have advantage already. I maybe shouldn't have raged, but
No,
story
rage
time-
doesn't give you advantage.
It doesn't.
On
Reckless
attack
attack
rolls.
gives you
Reckless attack gives you advantage. It
Advantage
gives you the
on
extra.
strength checks. and
That's not
strength-
combat.
Okay, you're right.
That-
You're right. You're 100% right. Okay.
Your other ability,
do-
reckless, gives
But
you.
you do
advantage.
have an advantage because you're flanking.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's what she's saying.
All right. So here we go. First attack.
That's a hit. It's already 15 damage.
That's 15. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then second attack.
That's a pretty hefty hit.
That's a hit. Yeah, it's fucking raging
Oh
barbarian.
my god!
This rage happens, and when the Saguin is kind of like zapped, like just into the meat of the fucking thing, sprays of blood. You swear you see like sort of slight explosions on the deck below as the lightning kind of slightly arcs off her in moments. It's the massive thing does not fall, not yet. Although it
Oh
is
my
now
god!
bleeding
He's a
profusely.
meaty boy.
He's a meaty boy. Next up's Vale.
Aha! And now to steal the kill.
As you are prone to do.
Sorry.
Come on.
That is very much a hit.
Shwung.
What is that?
Shwung.
What are you consuming?
A cookie with frosting and sprinkles.
I was gonna say that's a very bright cookie. Alrighty, that is damage. It doesn't go down.
Then we'll jab
I
it in
imagine
the
you
butt.
do the old Veil, like just up the spine move. Yeah.
Just die, damn it. You know, it's the rule after I roll a 4 with the parrying dagger, it has to recharge.
Yeah. And now the creature is surrounded. Greatly wounded, like of the 4 arms, 2 of them just clutched with massive wounds that Indira has dealt on its side, just trying to hold them together. But it will try,
Hold
and
its
it will enter
like
its...
an open cut.
Like an old granny in the winter. Will attack fiercely in
It's
death
entering its
throes.
final form.
It's more, and as sailors, you know, like when fish thrash before they die, you know, it's just incredibly violent. Like, it's
Someone's
going
about to get
down.
fish
It's one of those things you even know, even if you don't attack this thing's probably going to bleed out in a couple of seconds, right? It does hit you, Indira, dealing and straight up just jams the trident into you. Slowed down some by the leathers of your armor, dealing 12 piercing damage.
Okie dokie.
Then it's going to do the same to Vail, which will hit.
Oh, no. Uncanny dodge!
Yay! It's like, you just can't hurt Vail. It's just not, he's not going down, which is good, because Vail is the glassiest cannon in the world.
I'm fucked.
So that would deal 11 damage, so of course rounded down it'll do 5. And then it does get a bite attack as well, which it will do against Indira.
Oh god, I thought you were going to say against Vail, and
No,
I was like,
no,
oh,
no, and it will hit Indira.
Can he
and the
dodge too
bite-
soon?
Oh, nearly rolled the wrong thing for a second there. That would have been unfortunate.
Oh, hello, D20. What are you doing in my damage dice pot?
The bite against you, Indira, it's one of the things where it's like it's going down and it's like falls onto a knee and just lurches and bites onto your arm. The shark teeth digging in, some of them even break off into your arms, dealing 10 piercing damage.
Jeez.
Nice.
Stabby, stab, stab.
Oh, if you steal this kill, that is it. You're going overboard.
Bad kitties. That's a hit.
It's like that cat who's like pushing something off
Hey,
the table.
why don't you describe
and you're like,
that kill?
No, don't. No, don't do that. And it just looks and then looks back and just pushes it off the table.
So this was basically like, this was beginning to fall. It was like biting into Indira's
Yeah,
arm,
it's
like,
on
down
one
there.
knee, it's falling, it's bleeding
So
out.
Knight just does a sort of flourish and goes phew, straight into the mouth.
It's like, and like its tongue lolls out and it just starts bleeding like red blood onto you. That none of it
Yeah.
gets on Knight. You know, he's very clean.
Yeah, Knight immediately pulls the rapier back and like.
Yeah. There's still one left if you want to move and try and help Gil'win.
I
do
will.
anything else?
Yeah, I'm going to take a step across, and then out comes another card. Flip towards Gil'win. Gil'win, surely you can handle that one.
Now Gil'win has advantage.
Actually, I'm going to move all the way around the back of it so that Gil'win has
Gil'win
advantage,
has
and
advantage,
a bardic
exactly.
inspiration.
And like, surely he'll be able to do something with that. But first off, this little Sahagwin boy gets to attack Gil'win.
No!
And both of those are going to hit because Gil'win is basically shirtless right now.
Q cut to early on. He's like, yeah, I want to get a 10.
The spear attack is going to do 3 damage. The bite attack is going to do 4 damage. It's often this thing. It's very much a strategy. They try to almost distract you with the spear attacks, then go in for the bite. And it's one of the things with your armor and with that amount of damage. It never really gets a good hit off. These are always just scrapes that you don't even make holes in the tough armor you're wearing, but you can feel the pain through it. You're like, oh, that's gonna bruise, you know. Next is your turn, Gil'win.
Rapier this thing in the freaking face.
It hasn't
Roll
got a
me that
freaking
20.
face. It's only got a regular face.
I'm gonna
You've
use
got you've got advantage.
Oh
right?
yes, thank you.
You have advantage, and you have
Stop
bardic
Ericing
inspiration.
yourself.
You're Ericing hardcore right now,
I don't
Dean.
know what that means, everybody.
That's a hit.
Now use your D6 inspiration die. You
It's
don't
a
need
hit,
to
though.
actually.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, yeah. Take that boy down.
That does not take that boy down.
Yeah.
So I think
Well,
you do like
I
another
tried.
stab, and you're like, that'll take it down. And it's like, ugh. Ugh. And gets back up, spits
Oh,
out
come
some
on.
blood. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it for me.
Indira.
All right.
Clearly, Gil'win can't handle
she-
himself.
She turns around and looks at the smaller one and is like, "Get off my boat!"
All right, Batman.
He's very mad.
That's a hit. You yell, "Get off my boat!" Stomp over, just with the axe, and the Sahagwin
send him
splits in
flying off.
half and goes flying both in 2 very different directions off the boat. And that's that. That's combat over.
The best way to fight these boys is whenever they climb on the ship, throw them off.
You just say next you've done that before. And with that, you fend off the Sahaguan attackers, and you can focus on the journey at hand.
How long does that extra HP last?
I'll be holding my
8
rapier
hours.
like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Indira's got her great axe in front of her, and she's like, tack the sails.
I'll just be
On it,
staring at her.
Captain. The knight will also go across to Gil because Gil seemed to get a bit hurt, and just put just bring out a card, purple glow, place it against his chest just for a cure wounds, and then while he's doing that, he just says, "It's such a pity about the rips in your shirt there. Bear with me a moment," and mends them.
Wow, thank you very much.
You're quite welcome. Now, I believe we have a ship to sail.
Well, you have a ship to sail.
I have a ship to sail indeed. Can you bring up some music? It was rather lovely, Gil'win.
Absolutely.
A calming one, if you please.
She says, stomping.
No pressure, Gil.
And with Gil'win playing a calming song as you sail into the great blue, that's actually where we end today. I know Neil's like, I want an extra hour. No! No, stay down. Down, boy. But this is the start. The new era of the Dean Cuddy Adventure Show. So I hope for much more of it. Why don't we start, before we talk about the show a little more, the Circle of Shame, starting, of course, as always. I don't know if it's usually the start. I actually don't give a shit. Neil, who are you? How are you? What's up?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure whether I'm the start, but by being the start in the Circle of Shame, I'm both the beginning and the end. So
The Alpha, the Omega.
That's
yeah, yeah,
You are
Yeah,
the Ross.
You are the GM.
I am Nakai. You can find me on Twitter and Discord at Nakai or Nakai_, not respectively, reverse, just to confuse you. Please join the False Pretenses Discord because we hang out in there and it's really cool. Spend all your time atting Dean just to pester him. No, I kid. He's muted everything.
I have.
That's true. Cannot talk to this man.
You can find me here on Wednesdays where I'm playing in this for fun, and slightly early you can find me on twitch.tv/DaleRick's channel where I'm playing in a Witcher game that's also D&D.
And that
is a
one
lot of
you're
fun as
playing
well.
just to uphold a contract, not playing for fun.
Right, yeah, sure.
It's just because you said I'm playing for fun. It was weird. I wanted to point it out.
Well, no. Well, if there's people
It's like
here
Vale
that
and Sid.
if there's people here that are watching that haven't seen me before, they might think, this boy's so professional, he must be a streamer. Look for my channel and realize I'm not. No, I kid.
So professional,
say-
always like, yeah, Vale says this over here. Anyway,
What I mean is just I'm some rando dude that's friends with Ollie.
yes, all right. So let's talk about another rando dude. His name is Dean Cuddy, and he likes to fucky. Who are you? How are you? What do you like to do? We already
Hello.
know that.
Neil, first I want to apologise because every now and then when you pop into chat, I call you Nacht. Because I forget.
I love it. I love it. It's
I call you Knight.
It's
I mean,
one of those things.
that's one of the glorious things about the name.
He made
So
this
that- hang a
name.
minute. Does
purely not
that
copy
mean
it.
I've now got two characters who are cucking Neil's name?
What? Excuse me.
Nia.
My
Ah,
Monday game character is called Nia, so every time my character it's Nia, roll X, Neil thinks it's
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
"Huh? Someone say me?
that's funny.
Dean Cuddy on every single website you can think of. Every single website.
X hamster joke goes here.
I was just gonna do. Yep.
Don't
no,
worry, it's
you're the
been
better
done
man.
before.
Many times.
Just like the next person in the Circle of Shame, Ian.
I am Ian, aka Arvine, on Twitter, Discord. I am the resident anime addict weeb, so if you want to know anything about anime, at me. I don't respond to much other than ats, so if you want to talk to me, at me. Other than this, the other thing I will mention that Neil didn't mention is if you subscribe to Ollie on Patreon, you can now hear a recording of our Monday night.
If you want more Neil and you want more Ian and you want more of my other friends,
That's ace.
That's a thing.
That is a thing.
Yeah, it's a good time. There is a very funny thing that happens at the end of the one recorded episode that is very D&D and makes me very happy. And if you like Jarviskjir, you would like that. But if you like nice people who are nice, you'll like
Dean
Doxy. No, you've had your time, boy. Get back down.
You think I'm nice? I love it.
Man.
Who are you? How are you? Where are you?
I'm Zero Doxy. I'm disgusting. I have a fart gun. If you're into that, you should follow me at ZER0DOXY on twitch.tv or at ZERODOXY on Twitter. I'm bad at branding.
I heard none of that. I heard none of it. I heard letters.
That blew my brain.
Yeah, my mind was
genuinely impressed you did that.
I was like, does she keep the fart gun there? Is that there for the gag, or is it?
It's always on hand, Neil.
It's a semi-automatic fart gun.
Speaking of a semi-automatic fart gun, I'm Ollie. You can find me here at twitch.tv/olirant, also on Twitter at olirant. There is another Jarviskjir. This show is restarted. It's going to be on Wednesdays, 7 p.m. GMT if you're watching on YouTube or you're catching in. It is now a 3-hour show, so it's a nice, compact D&D experience. There's also the Sunday show, which is at midnight on Sundays GMT, which is also in Jarviskjir, taking place at the same time in another part of the world. Ain't that cool? Oh, but wait, there's also the Monday game that is on my Patreon if you support that, but it's also in Jarviskjir and also takes place at the same time in another part of the world. But thank you. If you like Jarviskjir, I do a lot of homebrew. Ian's playing a homebrew subclass, and I am making homebrew classes. And monsters and things, which are also available on my Patreon. I'm also an illustrator. I illustrate Jarviskjir things. Like I said, I'm drawing Vail, because that art is like 2 years old. So I'm
playing a homebrew subclass. My Bard subclass in this is College of the Cards, and in the Monday game, I'm playing a completely homebrew class, which is Blood Mage, which again was released on Patreon just this week.
Because the show is supported on Patreon. If you like my shows, you can support on Patreon. You can make NPCs on a season-by-season basis. This is a new season. If you want to introduce someone they meet as a villain or a patron, you frickin' can.
Was that Bronze Dragon born?
I'm also.
No, that I'll talk to you about that separately. But that Bronze Dragonborn may exist just so I could do the accent and maybe tease around with some class ideas.
Fair enough.
And there also may be an Olliverse wiki soon, which may have a lot of information about places in Jarviskjir, NPCs, as well as all my other games and all my other content. Ain't that nice? But we're going to leave you now.
No.
I
have one thing to say. When Ollie stops staring angrily at Neil.
No, I think you should just talk over it.
Quote of the week?
No, but I forgot about that.
Well, to be fair, I haven't tweeted in like.
That is true. You've not been tweeting.
What do you want to say, Dean?
I am making a full Gil'win Gallagher album.
That's true because not only is there Bane of Bearded Bastards, but you name dropped a lot of songs a few episodes ago in Mother's Love, and I'm very interested to hear them.
And now we have 2 more songs to do, apparently.
That's exciting.
All right.
Which Dean's music you can check out where?
You should do it. He's so
actually
good.
brilliant.
Brilliant.
I guess I should have plugged that.
Don't worry, this is the shit show. This is the one that doesn't matter. This is just a mess.
Go
Whoa.
Thanks for having me.
I mean, you say that, but like, I mean, the other one is basically Jarviskjir light. I mean, I'm not saying that two of the characters are just like poor man's versions of me, but I hope they don't watch this.
Well, we know Tesh watches this, so you seem like the nicest guy on the other
Tesh is
show.
the nicest guy.
I like Virik. Disclaimer: Virik is cool.
Don't try and weasel your way out of this one. All right.
But there's some mountain.
Does anyone
elf.
else have other news they want to say real quick before we leave?
I just want to say thanks for including me, guys. I'm
It's
really
been
liking this so far. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not even horrible.
Oh, Dean.
Well, with that bombshell, we're going to end the show. See you next week, kids at
I
home.
love you, Doxy. I don't mean that.
Love you.